So in today's video, I'm going to be making some improvements to my work table. That includes the miter saw station. When I first made it, I didn't realize that I didn't make it wide enough to hit a 45-degree angle. So what I did since then is I just brought the saw forward and I can hit those angles. But that's not what I originally had wanted. So I'm going to push the saw back like I had it and make the miter box wider to hit those angles. Next, I want to add a flip-up extension to the right side of the miter saw. When I cut things that are really long, it just falls over. So to help prevent that, I'm going to add a flip-up extension. Next, I want to add dog holes. I do a lot of crazy Mickey Mouse things to hold material down when I'm cutting, so I definitely need some dog holes. I also want to fix the back cabinet. When I first made my workbench, I ran out of plywood and was unable to finish the back of the drawers, so it's just been wide open. So I want to fix that. I want to finish it. I want to add additional storage to the back of the work table. The two big drawers. When I first made them, it was my first time making drawers. The bottom of the drawer, the quarter sheet, falls out of the dado. I must have made the sides too long, or I cut the quarter sheet too small. So I need to fix that. That way my drawers are secure. So let's get started. So right now, this is where the miter saw is. It's way to the front, sticks out a lot. And this is where I had to put it to be able to reach the angles. Terrible. So this sticks out way too much. So I'm going to move it to where I want it and then see how much I need to route out to make it fit. Yeah, there's much dust here. Try to just cut this part off first. I slowly started removing material from the plywood and from the 2x4s. Incrementally, just going deeper and a bit wider. I will put my saw back to check to see how much more I needed to remove along the way. So this is where I am. I've cut about an inch deep. I would have to go this deep to make more clearance. That's not even possible for me with the router. I think I'm just gonna stop there and repeat the depth on this other side so that it's even and I can get all of the box with a straight line because it's really jagged. And I'm gonna have to leave the saw where I have it usually, which is here. It's not the end of the world. I was hoping I can get it more in, but I don't really think I can. I added a router guide to my table to the width that I wanted to remove. I used this 1/8 inch shim to help out. The corners I just decided to freehand. So I'm going to start working on the dog holes now. So I'm using 3/4 inch plywood, one on the top and one on the side to work as a fence guide. This might be strange, but I wanted to just go off of my vise as my starting point. So I have where it's circled, I'm going to add a dog hole. So I'm going to do a dog hole here, and then this middle row will have the most holes, and then the ones on the outside will have the least holes. So I'm spacing these 9 inches apart. So from the fence is 2 inches. For the next hole here, that's 3 inches. And then from here to here, I'm just lining it to the vise. The reason why I chose these spaces is it's due to the clamp that I have. So it's all based off of what you have. So if I have a hole here, I'll have this clamp here, and this covers this whole area. See, they even like cross into each other. But if I have one here and here, it covers this area here. So that's why I have like this wide spacing. This is the bit I'm going to use, 3/4 inch. So I just have this here to at least help me be level, but as long as the clamp fits, I'm happy. And I already marked a hole here for the bit. Oh, my drill died. It's not a good time. Nice. When the clamp wouldn't fit right, I would just have to drill with a couple more passes and then it would fit. Once I completed my template, I would move it over, lock it down with my clamp, and I would resume. Now I'm gonna start working on the fold-up station. So I'm gonna use a 2x4, and since I couldn't move this back more, I have to have an anchor here and another like here. They're gonna have to be pretty close to each other, but this is where I'm gonna have them. So I need to put a board here to make them flush with each other. So I'm gonna cut this 2x4 down to whatever this gap is. I'll go a little bigger than that just to be safe, and then bring it down. Got my board ready. Now I'm gonna add it here. I added pocket holes so I could, pocket hole screw it. But I realized I didn't have any 2-inch pocket hole screws, so I'm just gonna drill from the top. I don't care. Just face it this way so you don't see it. So I'm gonna line it with the end of my fence. This one's gonna be a little tricky. For the bottom, I used my right angle bit to screw it in. It was really difficult. The other hole's here, like how the hell? Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Next day, so I'm like taking a look at this miter flip up extension, and I just think it looks funny because it's so small. I think on camera I was looking at it, it looks fine, but up close I don't like it, so I want to change the material I'm using on top. So I'm going to change it. I found this piece in my scraps, this beautiful glue up that I did, and I actually like the shape of it already. It's pretty thick, so I'm going to have to plane this down. So I'm gonna trim it a bit and then have it angle, just like how it is, have it angle like this and then go straight. So I wanna do that. I think that's gonna be good for ever walking around it. It makes walking around it easier with that cut off corner. And it looks a lot better. So this feels pretty good. I just don't like how it looks and it's gonna bother me. So I'm gonna change it to this one. In this board, there is a ton of crevices that I'm gonna fill. I'm just gonna use wood glue, and then on the bigger gaps, I used wood filler. So wood glue is a great way to hide gaps like this, and you use its own sawdust when you sand over it. So it blends in well. It's not perfect, but it's an easy fix. Love it. So much better. So when I made these drawers, it was my first time making drawers. So it's kind of broken. You'll see. You hear that? The bottom of the drawer, it's too short. So it's not even in the dado. So it's dragging. And the same thing for this one. This one you just don't hear it because it's not against the floor. So I need to shorten the sides a bit, and then that way it sits perfectly. And this one doesn't even open all the way, but we'll see it once I fix the bottom drawer. So I gotta take everything out. Look at that. Oh my god. It's terrible. I don't have to cut this. I cut the sides. I can just install it more in so that it stays. I need to cut a new board for this. Ah, you get to use it now, wet. These are super convenient too when you have stuff on your table and you don't have to move it now because you got this. What? Okay, I got my dado, new piece. Yay! It's gonna work. Oh yeah, this feels way better. There's no movement back and forth at all. Yes. Okay, one. Ooh, I'm already getting to use them. Okay, this is a half sheet for the back of the cabinet. This half sheet is going to attach vertically to close the back of the cabinet. So that way you can't see the drawers anymore. Oh, it's gonna be tough. Installing this was really difficult by myself. I put a bunch of boards in the back to help keep it stable, but I just had to work fast. I added pocket holes to this 3/4 sheet to add an additional shelf in the back of the workbench. Since I made the miter saw station wider, I needed a new top for it. So I'm cutting 2 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood to make a 1-inch thick top. On the bottom sheet, I'm outlining how much more material I have to remove. So now it fits, and I can repeat this on the top piece. I had to slowly cut more and more because it's not a straight line, it's kind of at an angle. So I had to do some weird stuff on my table saw, which I do not recommend. It felt suspicious. It felt sus. Now with both the boards cut to the correct size, I can glue them together. I was loving these dog holes. They were already improving my workflow. Now for the corners, I just again freehanded it and just slowly worked them until I got the shape. But I almost cut my cord here. Woo. Now the miter top is almost done. It's just a little too long, so I'm going to cut this at my table saw and that should do the trick. All right, let's listen for the drawer drag now. Oh God, there isn't. It still gets a little caught here, but I just have to like just pull on it with some effort. With a bit of effort, not a lot. This is good now. The board stays in its dado. And I did organize this a bit. These containers are from the Dollar Tree. That helps organizing a lot. Making these dog holes was pretty easy. I admit I was intimidated to do it. I've had these clamps for probably 2 months. And I just was scared to drill into my work table. But over projects, I already just started doing it. I started drilling into the table because there was no other option. So it really pushed me to be like, well, I really need the dog holes then. So it was really easy to do. No, they're not perfectly straight, but I'm okay with that as long as the clamps fit. So it's really up to you and like how precious you want to be. I mean, they get a little stuck, but it's fine. It works. I've already been able to use it like a handful of times already since I installed them just this week. So I'm really happy with this. I have this storage here now in the back. I was thinking about doing sliding doors, but I probably would have had to have bought tracks or have had to take apart the cabinet to make dados. So I figured this is fine. I don't really use the back much. If this was a stationary table inside of the garage, then I would store more stuff in here. But since this is open, I'm not. I'm only gonna leave this open for when I'm working, and I could put stuff in and out of here while I'm doing something. So this is good enough for me. So I used 2 half sheets to make an inch for this miter top. And I'm really glad because now I know that it's strong. This before didn't fit securely and it was the weakest part of the table, and now I don't have to worry about that anymore. I could sit on here. Wait, should I? Yeah, I could. I could definitely. Oh my God. See, I could sit on here now. I'm just gonna be very careful. I don't want it to flip up. So this is good. I'm glad I fixed the weak parts of the table and improved areas where it gave me problems. Double click, I know it's in place. I'm really happy with how this came out, the thickness of this material, how it looks. This cut off right here, so that way when you walk around it doesn't get in your way, you don't bump into it. Just came out really nice. This is definitely my favorite part. Probably my favorite part of the table now. And then having something sturdy here. An addition that I would like to make that I didn't get to do this week was to definitely add a stop block system. I want to like cut a dado here and have that there. I want to add something under to catch the miter saw if it ever slips and hits the ground. It's happened a few times where I didn't tighten it enough and then the saw hit the ground. So I want to add something there to help prevent that, or no, to help catch it if it ever does. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, love it.